Last time on Turnabout Substitution, we have finally started the trial to decide the innocence of this mysterious bus killer. After many quotable lines from the Ace Attorney, something about headphones, and putting the power of patience to use, the lady in red made the mistake of talking about gum. Now she will pay. In episode 18 of Turnabout Substitution. This is certainly a shocking turn of events. However, it seems we have a new eyewitness to the murder. Miss Woods, please come up to the witness stand. Wow, the timing. Please state your name and occupation.
As Apollo just mentioned, it says Ray Woods, funeral director on my business card.
And that night, the defendant tried to kill you, and then you saw him murder the victim?
Yeah, it's hard to think about, but have to do what's right.
How brave you are! Please don't push her too hard, Mr. Justice. Okay, Your Honor. He's eating out of the palm of her hand. Now then, please give the court your testimony about what happened that night.
Alright. Here's my testimony about what I witnessed.
What, the change in music? It was so dramatic, but now it's just back to regular Ace Attorney music.
I snuck out of Apollo's office that night to get something at my place. I was walking along the street when I was struck from behind and lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was in the Forest Bone Cemetery. Watched in fear as Judge and Erlenmeyer fought. The ostriches they were. Erlenmeyer knocked Judge unconscious against the car. The impact set off the car alarm. The noise was terrifying. Panicked, Erlenmeyer paced up and down several times, and then decided to steal the car keys. Erlenmeyer then ran over Judge with the car several times. Erlenmeyer passed out when he stepped out the car and saw what he had done. This gave me an opportunity to escape. I came back to your office on foot like nothing happened. I was so relieved to be back in your arms. How ironic. You accuse your own assistant and then get decisive evidence that your client is guilty as a result. Even I feel a little bad for your antennas, but just a little.
Don't cry for me, Miss Spool. The truth is, I'll never give up. Pity Rhea, since I'm going to expose her what she really is. Her testimony seems pretty all solid, yet you seem strangely confident. For once. Let's see if you are justified for your demeanor. You may begin your cross-examination.
I'm so innocent, Apollo.
Quiet, you! I have a feeling I'm gonna use what Rhea taught me in the first trial of this case against her, aren't I? I snuck out of Apollo's office that night to get to something at my place. Hold it! You didn't spend the night. Just so I wouldn't suspect you, did you? You slept with your own assistant? She just spent the night. We didn't. I was under the impression you had only recently met. I didn't think you were the type to be such a Don Juan of Lady Justice. But still, you then must consider, aren't you a bit emotionally biased for accusing this woman?
Mrs. Poole, I think I can answer. Polly, if there's one thing I want you to know, it's I genuinely like you. I sincerely don't want this trial to destroy the bond we have. By the way, what I was getting out of the office was a present for you, Polly.
Arg indeed. You have a strange way of thanking women for their affection, Mr. Justice. You may continue your testimony, Mrs. Woods. I was walking along the street when I was struck from behind and lost consciousness. Hold it! Did you see this attacker's face?
Don't be so silly. I was struck from behind. And even you should be able to tell where my only two eyes are. I can only guess it was Erlenmeyer, though.
I find it a little strange that I haven't seen any signs of you being struck.
I was struck in the back of the head. It was a bit obvious, but since I was struck from behind, but apparently not to everyone. Anyway, I'm so sorry I have hair.
Is there anything else you want to ask, Mr. Justice? No, not yet at least. Please continue, witness. Oh, I'll have to come back to the statement later. Yes? Let's press the unconscious statement. When did that happen exactly?
Erlenmeyer was stronger than Judge and slowly pushed him back towards the car. Once Judge couldn't go back any farther, Erlenmeyer grabbed his robe and knocked him against the car.
What happened next?
The handbag set off the car alarm. The noise was terrifying. Panicked, Erlenmeyer paced up and down several times, and then decided to steal the car keys.
Hold it! How do you get the car keys? Were there better options available?
Better options like what?
Killing Judge, getting rid of a body and escaping before the police arrived would have been an impossible feat. Why didn't he just escape? Judge would be able to testify against him. But by then he could be miles away.
Of all people, you really think Robert Erlenmeyer would be able to make a rational decision like that? You look terrified. Most sane people probably wouldn't think like that.
I suppose, but still, one more testimony wouldn't change anything for Erlenmeyer, as he'd still be a serial killer on the loose. However, no one suspected you until now. If you let Judge live after he witnessed you trying to kill Erlenmeyer, it would ruin everything you've done.
So you assume I'm the killer. It logically follows that I'm the killer. Brilliant. That argument could be used for anyone here. Even you! Judge had seen you Apollo. If Judge had seen you Apollo tried to kill Erlenmeyer, his testimony would have ruined your life! I suppose that does sound convincing. But I never thought you tried to use such underhanded tactics, especially against a sweet little woman like me.
He's a defense attorney. What do you expect? What? Can you at least try to seem unbiased? Anyway, please continue. Okay. What about you? Hold it! Isn't it convenient that the killer passed out to his own actions? I couldn't help but notice this is exactly what the prosecution said in the trial 2 days ago.
But that time it was speculation. And this time I saw it with my own 2 eyes. I was shocked, but also relieved, after all. This gave me an opportunity to escape!
Hold it! If the alarm was going off and the police were about to arrive, why didn't you stay to give your testimony? Perhaps from a moral and legal point of view, that is what she would have done. But what if Erlenmeyer had woken up? Dead men tell no tales. Would you prefer that she had been killed? Better not answer that.
She's right. I'm not proud of it. But I put my life before the investigation. I was still afraid Erlenmeyer would wake up and kill me. And so... I came back to your office on foot like nothing happened. I was so relieved to be back in your arms.
Hold it! Really?
That's right, Polly. You're in my knight in shining armor. Just seeing you saved me from the trauma of what I've seen, Polly. Just...
Error. Just great.
Just seeing you reminded me why I didn't want to die.
Oh, that's... Don't fall for that again! That's complete nonsense! Settle down, you two. You can't squabble once this trial is over. If it's ever over. I miss my father, you know. I know it's Trey, I really did. But why? How could I have been so deceived? I met her 3 days ago. I was trusting her like I'd known her for years. That'll teach me. But now I need to concentrate on completely breaking her testimony, exposing her for what she truly is. For Judge, and for everyone else this devil has harmed. Might as well try pressing the statement again. Hold it! Did you see the attack? What? Double defense bench? Double defense bench! See it right here? Okay, let's press the rest of the statements. How and why were you transported there?
In case you've forgotten, I was unconscious at the time.
Well, what's your opinion on how and why?
I think I was transported in the trunk of Erlenmeyer's car. He probably thought it was an ideal, no place to finish me off.
I would say those are important details. Please add them to your testimony. Well, does Erlenmeyer own a car? It's like, I know what the contradiction is, I just don't know how to say it. I'll just save here and present the car right about now. Objection! You said Erlenmeyer carried you in the trunk of his car. That doesn't make any sense. Chambers wasn't run over by his own car. If Erlenmeyer had his own car at this crime scene, why waste him stealing the victim's keys when he already had to set for his own car? And that's not all. He's found unconscious at the cemetery. That means that his car should still be there, but only Chambers' cars were found.
Please, Paul, I was only making a guess. Not saying that actually happened. You're the one who told me to do that. Oh, so the cemetery isn't that small. If Erlenmeyer had parked in the regular parking lot, it would have been quicker just to steal Judge's keys. Maybe Erlenmeyer's car is still in that parking lot. Gotta remember that he was in a rush because of the alarm.
Yes, I believe that is a sensible way to clear up this contradiction, since it's only the witness's guess. I do not believe we need to dwell on it so much. You may continue with your testimony. I almost had her. I need something more concrete than her guess. Alright, it's good that cemetery. Alright. She's being vague. I need to press her to details if I went to catch her on something. Where were they fighting? Where were you standing? When did they start fighting? The other day you gave me this tip to imagine what it would be like if a second witness were present. Sometimes a witness is not just a neutral outside observer, but influences the events that occur, even if it is just with his or her presence. So, where were you watching the struggle from? Obviously somewhere hidden, otherwise they would have reacted to her being there.
Alright! Nice way of using that tip against me, Apollo.
That's nothing.
I was hiding behind a tombstone, a few feet away from them so they couldn't see me.
Alright.
I was scared for my own life and shocked to see Judge killed. Sorry, I knew I'd forgotten something.
It's okay, we understand. Please amend your testimony with this new information. Hold it! Which tombstone were you hiding behind? Oh, come on, this isn't something you could just forget. It's more like he made it up on the spot.
Objection!
Objection! The girl is traumatized by seeing a good friend killed and was almost murdered herself. Do you think you could remember every detail after such stress and shock? Yes, my father's... I forgot that voice. Yes, my father always said, the witnesses who give perfectly detailed chronological testimonies are the ones who are most likely lying. Okay, fine, let's move on, before he starts talking like his father even more. I could already press that. Hold it! Are you I can English today. Are you absolutely sure the shock set off the car?
Sure I can be, if anything. The car went off at the exact same moment, and it didn't seem like anything else happened to set off the alarm.
But what if Chambers set off the alarm himself?
How?
I don't know. Maybe there was a button he can press? I've read all the police reports and examined the car myself. There's no such button.
What would it even change?
If he was able to do that, he could have also left us a dying message, identifying the killer. One we haven't found yet.
True, but it's just the shock that set off the alarm, so I doubt it.
I believe it's much easier to assume the impact did set off the alarm. What happened next? Wait a moment. If Chambers had been knocked unconscious against a car, then he had to be extremely close to the car, meaning there wasn't enough room, and thus speed to run him over. This means that Erlenmeyer had to have moved the body first. This is also shown by the fact that the body was found several feet from the car. But wouldn't he have left fingerprints if that were the case? Obviously, if Erlenmeyer's fingerprints were found on Chambers' robe, would have mentioned it in the beginning. Exactly. Rhea has been talking about a struggle between Erlenmeyer and the victim, but we haven't found any fingerprints on his clothes. This makes no sense.
Unless Erlenmeyer was wearing gloves. I can't say I remember that he wore them, but I don't.
Okay, can we just call the defendant up to the stand, please? Okay. Hey, alright, show us your hands. Oh, right. See, he's barehanded.
Remember that you didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't get a good look at his hands.
It's okay, no one expects you to have seen everything in a situation like that. Although it does seem to be the only logical explanation. What do you think, Mr. Justice? What do I think about Rhea's theory Erlenmeyer was wearing gloves? Oh, it's contradictory! Erlenmeyer couldn't have been wearing gloves. It contradicts this piece of evidence. The car!
Come on, Apollo, that's no reason for Erlenmeyer not to be wearing gloves.
Please don't wait the course time. Dude! So, what could be used as evidence to prove Rhea wrong here? Or maybe I've been pronouncing Rhea's name wrong the whole time. Just for the sake of the pun, real wits. As I also realized during my second playthrough of this game that Paul Strings was pulling strings. I knew that last name was peculiar. Shawno Fisher would be Shaw an officer. So it contradicts this piece of evidence. Are you kidding me right now? Do I not have the fingerprint data here? They say it several times that Erlenmeyer's fingerprints were found on the steering wheel of the car. And yet, there's nothing like that here. What? Car interior photo. It's not part of the evidence. Where did... Looks like I'll have to hack this into the game somehow. This one, which I finally have! If Erlenmeyer had been wearing gloves, he wouldn't have left fingerprints on the steering wheel and the car keys. Rhea, you are the one who fought with Judge and ran him over, but you weren't wearing gloves so your fingerprints didn't get on anything. You then planted Erlenmeyer's fingerprints on the keys and steering wheel, but in your rush, you forgot to plant them on Chambers Row.
Why do you always jump to conclusions, Apollo? What if Erlenmeyer took off his gloves before taking the keys?
And just why would he do that?
It was much easier to take and handle the small keys with the gloves off. He just forgot to put them on when driving the car. Oh, I'd forgotten. I didn't see him take them off. But I saw him place gloves in his pockets before he took the keys. Yeah, no doubt about it.
It just seems sketchier than ever, you know? I see. It seems that contradiction wasn't decisive at all.
What? I went through all this hacker work for nothing?
What? She's making this up as she goes along. Please continue, Miss Witz. Okay.
It blathers.
What even is that word? Blatherskite? Blather... Yeah, it's blatherskite. Blatherskite! What?
I thought if you were gonna throw out some random nonsense, I'd try it too.
Please don't waste the court's time, Mr. Justice. What happened next, Miss Witz? Oh. That's what happens when you get some evidence wrong. Huh.
Objection!
Thanks, walkthrough. You were helpful once again, and This case that's either too complicated to figure out, or I was too stupid to figure out. Several feet away, huh? If only that were true.
It is! I think I know I'm standing better than you, Apollo.
Apparently not. You just testified that the struggle occurred near the car, and that you were several feet away from the struggle, right?
Is there an echo in here or something?
I'll take that as a yes. Anyway, that means that you had to be several feet away from the car, too. Get to the point, Antennas. You remember this gum, don't you? It doesn't just prove that you were there at the crime scene. It shows where in the crime scene you stood. The gum was found near the car, which means you were standing near the car. You weren't observing the struggle, but you were participating in it. Yeah, now that I think about it, the case was probably too complicated. Rhea, you're the one who assaulted Chambers, and you're the one who killed him. It's the only reasonable explanation.
No, it's not. I honestly didn't think you'd treat me like this, but I guess it just shows you how desperate you are. I thought you value our relationship more to not grasp this, but I was wrong. Rookie attorneys. What are you going to do with him? Am I right, Bull?
Explanation, now!
Alright. I didn't think I had to spell it out for you. How about when Erlenmeyer walked through that spot while carrying me before Judge came? The chewing gum probably fell out of my pocket by chance at that moment.
Now, wouldn't that be a wonderful coincidence? Maybe, but you can't disprove it. The gum shows he was at the spot at a certain time, but we don't know what time it was. Don't you get it, Lady Justice? That chewing gum can only get you so far. You can't argue about possible where's and how's all you want, but the evidence only links Erlenmeyer to the actual crime. Now please stop badgering the witness with pointless remarks. Close, not been her usual self as I accused Rhea. Could she be doubting her case? Strings, on the other hand, seems oblivious to how suspicious Rhea is, and always questions my logic. Does he have a crush on her or something? So much for staying unbiased. Your Honor! Yes? Although this testimony does not have any decisive contradictions, aren't the 3 inconsistencies enough to cast doubt on Miss Witts? Perhaps, but what should we do about it? Get a second testimony! A detailed testimony about the actual moments of the crime. I think this will let the court determine if she saw the crime or committed it. I suppose you have thoroughly examined the first testimony, and the second testimony will help her credibility. Miss Witts, you have heard the defense's request. Please testify about the moments in which the defendant ran over the victim.
Fine. Alright, if you say so. A fatal moment. Erlenmeyer seemed to have trouble starting the car. The body wasn't perfectly aligned with the car, so he turned a little to the right as he backed up. Backing up was also hard for him. He kept looking behind him and outside the window to see what was going on. He backed up and out, stopped for a moment, then to forward. And he did again, and again, at least 4 times. And he was screaming, a scream of pain and victory. I'll never forgive that animal for what he did. Are you satisfied, Polly? Are you ready to make me relive this nightmare again and again?
I won't be satisfied until I get the truth, Rhea.
Until you get the real truth, or the truth you want to hear.
Please, stop listening to us bickering. Mr. Justice, finding the truth is fine, but harassing my crush is not. If you badger her, I'll penalize you severely, or more like, pentalize you. Now then, you may begin your cross-examination. I'll never forgive that animal for what he did. She's given a lot of details, but maybe, just maybe, I can use that against her. Ah, so I need to press her. Alright. Hold it! Why do you suppose that is?
Well, I was kind of far away. I suppose the cold and his anxiety just made it more difficult. But it wasn't really the newest model.
That car is an old wreck. Judge was never too good at getting up to date. Yes, everyone would have difficulty starting the car under those conditions. Mr. Justice, if you have anything to say it now. Is there a problem with the statement the witness just made? Is there a problem? Let's save here. Yes, and a big one. Yes, I do! There are no reasons for Erlenmeyer to have difficulty starting the car. Yes, they are. Oh. Oops. No explanation? Oops is right! Please continue, witness. Well then. No, Your Honor. Very well. Please continue, witness. Alright, the body wasn't perfectly aligned with the car, so he turned a little to the right as he backed up. If he moved the body away, why didn't he move it so it was aligned?
I don't know. Ask him, not me. Of course it was dark and he was under a lot of stress, so he could have just misjudged the angle.
That is indeed impossible. Mr. Justice, if you have anything to say it now. Is there a problem with the statement witness just made? You know, I'll just say, ain't no problem, because I think I know where there's a problem. He did it again, and again, at least 4 times. Yeah, that's a lot of details, Rhea. Isn't 4 times a bit excessive?
What can I say? We're dealing with a complete animal here. Maybe he was angry at Judge that he would cause him to get caught. He was releasing all his anger from being locked up in prison. I can only tell you Erlenmeyer's actions, not his reasons.
Yes, that is true, Mr. Justice. If you have anything to say, or anything wrong with the statement, please say now. Okay, let's say first, just in case I'm wrong. Running over Chambers 4 times doesn't make sense. Even he knew the police were on their way. So why not try to get out of there as quickly as possible?
He wasn't thinking straight, Apollo. Can't you get that through your thick thumb skull?
Well, he can't be that stupid if he supposedly got away with a dozen murders before. If he was concerned with getting away, I doubt he would have run over Chambers with a car at all. Anyway, please continue, witness. Man, Gerald Strings sure loves the penalties here. Alright, let's press her here. Hold it! Why did you look outside instead of at the rear view mirror?
It was broken, remember?
Oh yeah, sorry. If that's that, let's move on. Unless Mr. Justice believes there's something wrong with the witness's statement. Ah, yes. So, I guess my method kind of works. Only she could have noticed the mirror was broken, so I guess I'll go all in this time. Yes! And a big one! There's a big problem with what you just said, Rhea. You're right that the rear view mirror is broken, but how could you know that? I initially investigated the scene on my own, and the car was gone by the time you joined me. Given the fact that it was so dark and the color of Chambers' car, he had to be very close to the car or inside it to see that the mirror was broken. Get it now? By telling us about the mirror, you revealed that you were driving the car and murdered Chambers.
Oh, got her! You're right that in order to see the rear view mirror was broken, I needed to be next to her inside the car. But I didn't have to be on the night of murder. I guess I swore you were there when Judge said this.
Oh, Judge is speaking? For Judge.
Rhea is a friend of mine.
Best I can do.
We met at a trial. I had severe back pains at the time, and she was kind enough to give me a ride home every morning.
I know about the rear view mirror when driving in the car then. I saw Erlenmeyer looking back through the window, and inferred that was the reason.
But that was months ago. Would Chambers really drive around with a broken rearview mirror? 4 months without getting it fixed? There's no point in arguing over this. There are plenty of people like Chambers' grandchildren who can testify about whether the rearview mirror was fixed, if we find out it was. You're in trouble, little lady.
Since when has the prosecution blamed the defense and started going after innocent people like me? First Judge, and now myself? Didn't you stand for justice before?
I stand for the victims, and certainly not for Mr. Justice. But I don't want you to say anything you might regret. I'm still convinced Rowanmeyer is guilty, but I'll be frank. You aren't helping. I don't know what you have or haven't done, but you obviously have something to hide. If it's not a literal skeleton in your closet, speak up already. It'll save many innocent people.
But I don't have anything to hide, I swear!
Then how did you know about the mirror?
I don't remember, Apollo. Do you know what a petunia is?
Of course, a flower. But what does that have to do with this?
When, where, and how did you learn that a petunia is a flower? Exactly! Can't you see I'm confused and under a ton of stress? I instinctively said the rear view mirror was broken, but I can't remember where I learned it. I thought it was from driving Judge before, but maybe it was something else. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. However, the fact of the matter is the mirror is in no way proves I'm in the murder. Why are you doing this to buy more time? If Rowanmeyer is a protagonist, it's simple to make a coherent evidence-based narrative of the murder, but with me, you're bound to run into a contradiction at some point.
Okay, I accept.
Excuse me?
A coherent, evidence-based narrative where you are the murderer. I'll make it! Just like a 30-minute recess to gather my thoughts. No recess for you! Alright, very well. But you better have evidence when we reconvene, or else I'll leave that up to your imagination. Court is adjourned! December 29th, 2:11 p.m., District Court. Defendant Lobby number 4. Alright, so what first happened was...
Hey there, Polly.
Rhea! What the heck are you doing here?
Gosh, Polly, I didn't think you were a cursor.
I only said heck, Rhea, come on! What are you doing here?
Just dropping by to see how's it going.
How things are going? I'm about to prove that you're a serial killer. What do you mean how things are going?
Oh, that! You mean how I murdered dozens of respectable, albeit boring human beings for no reason? Don't lose sleep over it. I'm going to get away scot-free just like last time. What? Surprised by the confession, Polly? You both know nothing. Reporting it won't go over in court. And even if it would, strings is sticking out the palm of my hand. There's no way Poole will go after me over Rowanmeyer. It's you and me against the world. Except I have a knife at your throat!
Man, she escalated quickly.
I'm surprised you figured it out, even if it was painfully obvious.
Yeah, after looking through the files for a thumbnail. You monster! Why are you doing this?
You mean talking to you right now? Because I'm taunting you, and it's fun. This will also destabilize you and cause you to crack pretty soon. Or do you mean the murdering business?
Of course I mean in the murdering business.
Oh, silly me. Well, you might get mad, but I'll answer your question with a question. Why are you so afraid of dying? Why is everyone so afraid of dying? When they're not even living.
Talking like we're from different species. Don't human lives mean anything to you?
Of course they don't! I'm a lizard! Ah!
And then, the lizard jumps out at Apollo. Oh wait, it's a gecko.
Ah!
Oh, anyways.
Of course they do! Once it matter, people who experience what it means to live aren't afraid of death. An interesting paradox, don't you think? Terrorists, moving stars, thrill seekers, they're ready to disappear from this world at any moment. I would be too if I was beaten, which I don't think is likely, though. If that happened, I'd gladly accept death, but threaten any regular Joe Schmo and he'll be begging for his life in an instant. Just because you don't think they're living their life to the fullest doesn't mean they deserve to die. Yes, no one deserves to die. But then again, who wants to die? Forgetting about suicide, whether it's an avalanche, a bacterium, or another person, you're going to die against your will. I'm just doing nature's job, although much less violently. Although I suppose running over a judge 4 times is overkill. No pun intended. At least in my case, all their deaths weren't in vain. And cheers to thief from killing them and getting away. It's why we live, Apollo!
You're a sicko! Are you going to lecture me all day because there's no way I'll ever begin to comprehend your deranged mind?
I suppose, but all this time you spent listening to me, this time you haven't been preparing for your arguments. You better get to it, Lady Justice! Everything I do is for a reason. You really think I would get caught after dozens of murders if I was sloppy? Oh, you're cute when you're mad. How about a date after this?
Oh, heck no. Enough of this! Be gone! What?
Come on, you know I'm a great cook. I hope you like what I've whipped up for you there. And once you eat enough, I'll have you for dinner. So, ready for the final course?
You're not going anywhere. I'm putting you behind bars!
Good luck with that. I sincerely mean it. The closer I come to getting caught, the more fun it'll be. See you later, Polly!
Just you wait, Rhea. I'll make sure you get your just desserts.